Hey, I'm Anna with Magnolia Media. Welcome to the MaG Show. Today I'm sitting in Meridian, Mississippi with Mrs.
Kathy Parrish.
Kathy, what do you do?
I am Community Outreach Coordinator for Hope Village for Children.
And what is Hope Village for Children?
Hope Village for Children is a therapeutic group home for children that are in the custody of Child Protection Services in the state of Mississippi.
So y'all get children from the entire state?
We do. We serve all 82 counties in Mississippi, and these children are children that have suffered trauma.
I recently was blessed to take a tour where the children live, where they eat, where they have activities, and I was blown away. Hope Village is doing an outstanding job. And I don't think people realize how much is involved. So I want them to grasp that concept. Let's just go over one child. Say one child is there. What all do y'all do for that one child?
So we have an entire continuum of care. And so essentially a child can come into our emergency shelter and we get them all set with their medical, their dental, their psychological, their education. And then potentially they can move to our therapeutic group home, and we continue to provide those services so they can stay in one place and not be disrupted.
School? They get rides to and from school?
Absolutely.
What if they have other activities?
We take them to those.
Back to school and education, I met a wonderful woman that works for y'all who does tutoring, increases their ACT scores. I mean, some of these children have suffered trauma. Well, all of them have gone through traumatic situations. They come to Hope Village, they get a home, they have someone help them stay on top of their education, and some even go to college.
That's correct. So we recognize at Hope Village that education is kind of the hallmark of our continuum of care. We know education is going to get them somewhere. And so we do. We have a full-time education director on staff. We have an education and tutoring center. They can go there after school. They get help with homework and school projects. And then they also learn how to take their driver's license test. They learn how to study for the ACT, interview for a job. So we treat the whole child.
Just a side note, the educational director at Hope Village also, as an educator, taught who is now a current NBA player and an NFL player, both from Meridian, Mississippi. Mic drop.
Yes,
I love that.
Right.
I love that.
That's
and
right.
now she is working with children who have become, is it called wards of the state?
They are. They're considered to be in the foster care of the state or wards of the state.
And I think y'all provide a real family atmosphere. I mean, I even got to look at where their groceries are stored, and I met the women who plan their meals. That's what I mean by so much goes into it. How many people does Hope Village employ?
We employ almost 100.
So you're one of the largest employees in Meridian.
Yes, we are one of the larger employers in Meridian, for sure.
And because you take kids from all over the state, it's okay and encouraged by me and Magnolia Media for anyone in the state to support Hope Village.
Absolutely. We're always looking to bring more awareness throughout the state. A lot of people think that just because we're located in Meridian, that's all we serve. But we really don't. In reality, we potentially can serve children from all 82 counties.
How did Hope Village get started?
Hope Village was started by Sheila Ward, who, of course, is a Meridianite herself. And it became her baby, her charity. And she's still active and involved along with her husband to this day.
I love that. Sheila's an actress from Meridian, Mississippi. I feel like we're name dropping. But there's so many wonderful people in Meridian. And then when children from any of the counties come here and make this their home, they become one of those wonderful people in Meridian.
That's right.
You also have activities directors. There's someone doing their schedule. They're not going to have what other children have, but y'all give them the best you can.
We try.
I think the best out there.
We try. We try to give them a sense of home and a sense of hope. Yes, their life will never be normal totally because they don't have a parent or a guardian or someone that can take care of them, but we try to be their family while their family is working on being able to get them back or bring them back home. So we try to normalize their life as much as possible and provide them every opportunity to succeed.
Do you remember what your executive director said to me, that it was a domino effect? She had a wonderful story about a child who's now an adult that had lived at Hope Village and is an adult and a parent and has a beautiful life and is out there as a productive member in society. being a nice person, being happy, living a fulfilling life, she's affecting society. And Terry said it's a domino effect.
Mhm. Absolutely.
If every child that we can help be happy and be content with life goes out there and shows other people contentment, spreading.
It does. It ripples outward, which is great. And oftentimes we do hear from former residents, and they do talk about things that made a difference in their lives, like our volunteer arm of volunteers called the Guild. They do birthday parties, and some of these children have never even had a birthday party. They didn't think they were worthy of being loved enough to have a birthday party. And we've had many residents come back and say, that just meant so much to me. I've never forgotten that. But yes, and they also say, the resources that were availed to me at Hope Village, they didn't realize at the time how important they were because they were teenagers and they were mad and they were traumatized. But now they say that's really what got me somewhere.
Yeah. Don't you have volunteers that actually come on campus? Alana Broughton is one for what is she, music with the kids?
She does music and arts with the kids. They love to meet volunteers. So we have a couple of volunteer groups that come on a regular basis. Our guild, they do game nights with the kids. They also do different parties with the children. The Junior Auxiliary also has had a longstanding project with us where they mentor the children and do special things with them. They help them pick out dresses for the Valentine's party that we're about to have. They help them do makeup for prom and homecoming and things like that. So they provide different activities. They just did a whole activity about finances, teaching the kids how to save and how to budget and how to pay bills. And that was a big hit.
Kids that live at Hope Village can have jobs.
They can. And in fact, we encourage it. Almost every child that is of working age has a part-time job at Hope Village. And they can either start out working at our thrift store or and then move to jobs in the community. And most of them, that's what they end up doing.
I love it because I feel like the kids are getting so many valuable life lessons.
They are.
They are. They really are. And Hope Village is strong in our community because of some of the events y'all put on. Race for Hope.
Yes. Every year we have the Run for Hope, which is sponsored by our guild. We have so many wonderful people in the community that support it. It's also a walk, so if you don't want to run, you can do the walk. There's also a fun run for younger ages, but it's really fun. We're coming up on our 24th year of that.
So that makes it the longest running walk in Meridian.
That's right. It is. It's the longest running fundraiser that's a run. Yeah.
And we got carousel horses all over town. Why do we have carousel horses all over town?
So a lot of people don't realize that the Around Town Carousels Abound community art project started 23 years ago, and they also tied it into a fundraiser for Hope Village. So when you purchase a horse, a local business or an individual, a portion of that money goes to Hope Village for Children.
So if you got a business in Meridian, Mississippi, get yourself a carousel. It really beautifies our town.
It beautifies our town. It's synonymous with our history, having the Denzel Carousel here. Yeah. It's a great thing for tourism. New people come to town and it's like, well, what is this? What are these carousel horses? So
I love telling people, and I know you and I have talked about it before, I love telling people Forest, Mississippi has chickens. And there's a news article where it says, because our friends to the east inspired us in Lauderdale County, they have carousels. And we said, what can we do to beautify our community? And their businesses can buy chickens and then have them painted by a local artist. And their chickens raised money for an art studio, I believe.
And it's a project that we're in the process of trying to revamp. It started a long time ago, and some of the horses are need to be redone or touched up. And then also, I don't think a lot of people realize that it's still an active project, that new businesses or individuals can purchase one for, their business or property if they'd like. And they can hire a painter and have a beautiful horse.
When Magnolia Mouths gets the building, we're going to have a carousel horse with magnolias all over it.
Awesome. But it is great. And it tells the story of every business that's purchased one. It tells stories in the history of the Meridian.
And something you told me recently, which actually made me sad, is that there are no longer the miniature versions of the horses sold for Christmas ornaments.
Right.
Supplier issues.
Yes.
So if you have those, That's sentimental. It's extra sentimental. They're not being made anymore, but we're looking and hoping that that comes back.
We're hoping we can bring some merchandising back for sure to put in all of our local gift shops.
What do you get out of working for Hope Village?
Well, I honestly think, like any nonprofit, you get so much more back from it than you give, in big ways. And it's not always easy work, but it's very gratifying work.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I love our children. For they're just they have good hearts. They're just normal teenagers. They just have had some bad luck in life.
Yeah.
And so it's really gratifying to see when they get healed from their trauma,
Yeah.
and move forward and become, thriving, successful young adults.
And the circumstances that they're living under are not because of their choices.
No.
I mean, they're minors, which is so. I think that's important to remember, and they need all the
Yeah.
love and attention and support they can get.
That's right.
We got one more thing to talk about, and that is that there is this dreamer of a cyclist in town named
Yes.
Ed Abdella, who is going to do the race across America. It is from California to Maryland. More people have climbed Mount Kilimanjaro than have, or Mount Everest.
Mount Everest,
Than
yeah.
have completed the race across America. It is something Coach Abdella set his eyes on, decided to do. It's going to be a big challenge for him in life as an endurance cyclist. And he has, all the cyclists that do it attach a charity or a fundraiser to their ride. Ed is attaching. What's he attaching?
Hope Village for Children.
Hope Village.
Yay.
So Hope Village has Run for Hope every year. They've got what's called the Race for Hope. That's why I was saying that. The
Yes.
Race for Hope is Edward Abdella, a local Meridian man who will be the first man from Mississippi to race across America.
Yes, we're really excited about
And
it.
while he's doing that, raise money for Hope
Yeah.
Village. So please go to the Race for Hope 2024 Facebook page. Go to the Hope Village Facebook page. Y'all put out a newsletter, right?
We do.
And sometimes it has stories.
It does. Our winter one is just about to drop. We actually just sent it to the printer today. So people
Okay.
should be getting that. And there's a whole section on the Race for Hope. So everybody can look up how to give to that. And there's lots of good stories. There's always a story of a former resident and how they're doing. And then basically what's been happening at Hope Village in the last few months.
I love it. I
Yeah.
love it. I love Hope Village. I'm thankful for what y'all do in our community and for our entire state.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you. And thank you for coming on the MaG Show today.
Thanks for
Kathy.
having me.
Yep. Thank y'all for watching. Stay tuned for next week's episode. We're going to talk to more nonprofit organizations, community leaders, and we're going to introduce you to all people making Mississippi better.